Check, check, check. What's up? What's up? What's up, man? So, man, we're not getting too much volatility in the crypto market. Let me make sure my volume is good. Here we go. Yeah, so I'm trying to catch something. I'm trying to catch a setup. I'm a little bit late to the chart today. I have been trading gold and I have been looking at silver and I've been looking at, a few stocks here and there, but of course the stock market is closed today. So this morning I, did a little bit of running around, went grocery shopping a little bit. And I said it wasn't really no setups. I'm really not gonna rush to the charts, but I did miss a couple. I missed a gold setup that I was looking at, that played out. And then we were looking at Bitcoin. I'm watching Bitcoin right now. I'm a little bit bearish in the short term, a little bit, just a little bit. I don't think we're gonna go down too much. Not yet. We may get another leg down possibly later in the week, but I'm just taking it day by day, like I usually say, and we're gonna continue to go from there. So first and foremost, if you are new, I'll go by FD White. If you are in the chat, Dave P, what's up, Dave P? Appreciate you for stopping by. I just wanted to hop on live really quick, see what I was looking at, see what's going on in the market. I was doing a little bit of research on this Greenland thing, and just trying to get a grip or get my head wrapped around what's really going on, because I'm really not too fundamental when it comes to like trading and things like that, unless it's like a day. We have like some news or some data coming out, but I'm trying to really start to wrap my head around everything that's going on, trying to see why things are being done, why things are possibly are going to be done, and then kind of formulate my thesis midterm, going off of there. But long term, of course, I think Bitcoin is going to appreciate tremendously. But in the short to mid term, I actually want to start accumulating, and I want to be ready. So I want to be super ready in some of the areas that we've been talking about. So first and foremost, some of the areas that I've been looking at as our golden zone coming in around 70 to 75,000. We've been talking about this level for quite a long time. Excuse me. I feel like this is sort of like a magnet, you know what I mean? But I don't want to front run it, and I don't want to try to time a bottom. That's one thing that's probably the top thing that I've learned being in the market over what's about 4 or 5 years is to stop trying to time tops and stop trying to time bottoms. I've made so much more money just, sticking to a plan, sticking to my plan, and not trying to, like I said, time tops and time bottoms. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Bitcoin is pretty stagnant, but I've been shying away from looking at like patterns. I've been using a lot more volume profiles. I've been using a lot more like supply and demand areas. And I've been these bull flags and these bear flags have been playing out though, especially on higher time frames. So what I'm looking at right now is similar to or sort of like a bear flag. We had this huge move down from our top, and it just seems like we're consolidating in a perfectly formed bear flag. And this would get kind of ugly, but this would take us down to my level where I wanted to, our golden zone coming down to about 70 to 75,000. So I am watching this. We did reclaim this 93K level. We seems like we're starting to lose it now. Well, we lost it, then we reclaimed a little bit, but we were watching. Let me go to this chart here. Let me show you exactly what I was watching for probably over the past 2 months. So we had our range high. We'll do a quick overview. We had a range high coming in at about 93 and a half. We had a range low coming in at about 85 to 85 and a half. And then of course we had our midpoint coming in at about 90 to 91,000. So we have lost our range high. We got back above it. I thought we were doing pretty good. To be completely honest with you, we were doing pretty good, but it's like a lot. It's not a lot of liquidity. Let me go to my volume. We had a little bit of liquidity coming in when we had that rush up to 98,000, but for the most part, hasn't been like, too much liquidity coming in to the markets, or especially the crypto market. And that's why it's so easily dump or easily pumped. Like yesterday we got the news, I think like Thursday or Friday, about talking about Greenland, and then it just dumped like during when the futures open. Like why didn't it dump when the news came out? Like it's a lot of manipulation going on because crypto never closes. So why would we have to wait until futures to open for Bitcoin to start to dump? So it is a lot of manipulation. And if you guys remember, when we had those tariffs announcements last time, it was a good opportunity for like short-term trades or short-term bounces, or if you want to accumulate a little bit lower. So I am watching it from that aspect. and I am watching it from the aspect of you know, trying to get in at that $70,000, $75,000 level, and then you know, potentially unloading the clip, like I like to say, down here. And if, like I said, if we get below here, this is when everybody's gonna really start to hate crypto again. But I feel like this would be a gift, and this would be the most opportune time to get some crypto. Let's see who we got in the chat. So we got Dave P. Steve Hickey. What's up, Steve? Appreciate you for stopping by, man. Appreciate you stopping by. So yeah, we just came. It's not really, a lot of things are not moving today. Like we said, we do have that holiday, that bank holiday. So we're not getting too much movement, but I definitely wanted to come and keep everybody updated of what I'm doing. My trading, not only my trading plan, but also my investing plan. And then we've been watching silver and we've been watching gold as well. We definitely been watching those as well because those have been in the bull run. So I'm actually watching gold right now. Let me see if this will load up. For gold trade, give me 1 second. If we can break above, I can't wait till I get my new internet, man. I moved to a new place and the internet that I had, I bought it with me, and it just, you know, it's not cutting it over here. So we'll get a new one in the upcoming weeks. But I'm watching gold here. I like this. Like I said, I don't like too many patterns, but this is the one thing about me and the one thing about trading. When you're trading, it's like different things work better in different environments. So in a bull run, which gold and silver is in right now, these bull flags and these ascending triangles and things like that, they work. You know, they work, but it just depends on the market, depends on the instrument. You just got to just, you know, play with these things and try different strategies out in different market environments. But I'm watching this. I like this. This was a huge 1 hour candle. We came on from 6. I don't know if you guys want to talk about gold, but I'm watching gold because what I'm doing is, my strategy is, if you haven't been watching me, I'm taking a lot. I took all my gold profits. We got in gold at 1673 or 1674 back in November of 2023, I think. We just sold around 4,400 when gold hit 4,400, and we put that to the side. Now everything that we're doing is we're trying to take all profits from any other market that we, you know, accumulate, and of course our trading profits, and we're putting it back into Bitcoin, back into, and I like Solana too. I didn't really like Solana, you know, that much, but now I've been doing a lot of research and I've been looking to see, because I don't want to just, I mean, I could just buy Bitcoin and chill, you know, like a lot of people say, but I want to diversify just a little bit into the crypto market as these prices are down a little bit. And then, because I think Solana will stand the test of times. It may not outperform Bitcoin, but it may outperform. It may come a time when, you know, Solana 10x's while Bitcoin 3x's or 2x's. And I'll wait on that. So I have been accumulating a little bit of Solana. And like I said, of course, Bitcoin. And then, well, gold is actually trying to break out right now. So let me actually see if I get my trade ready. I got $1,000 over here. I have been trading over on WEEX or WEEX. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I think the guy told me WEEX. And I've been trading over here because they do have gold, they have silver, and they also have a few other stocks. I think they have MicroStrategy. They got Nvidia, Coinbase. So if you want to, you know, dibble and dabble in other markets, this exchange has it. And I think BTC has it as well. But a lot of different markets or a lot of different crypto platforms are starting to incorporate different instruments on their platform. Maybe Band-Aid is in the building too. What's up, maybe Band-Aid? Am I pronouncing that right? I say that every time. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, but I'm trying to see what I want to do for this because I don't want to miss this trade. I want to look for a breakout. Let me go to the 5-minute, see what's happening. This is live, so give me a second. I may get a little bit quiet. I want to see a retest though, honestly. I would love to see a break and retest of this area. Usually on ascending triangles, I like to get 3 touches on a higher time frame. So this is what I was looking at. So we got 1 touch here, 1 touch here. I was waiting for us to come back down possibly to around 46.64 to 46.65. Then get a pop. I maybe would have took a trade here. I would have took the long here. Going back up to this resistance level, but it looks like we didn't come back down, and the resistance level is getting broken right now. Taking out these highs back here, take out this high, we took out this high, took out this high. We do have this wick here, but not really too concerned about that. I want to see how or if we close this candle above this resistance level here. So I'm gonna keep my eye on this for a second. But like I said, I've just been watching the overall markets. looking, it's a bull run somewhere. I feel like that's what everybody always says. There's always a bull run somewhere. So sometimes you just got to find where the easier money is made. And the easier money is made right now in gold. And like I said, they have silver as well over on this new platform that I'm using, WEEX or WEEX. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I think WEEX. I think he told me WEEX. So we'll see if we can hold this. Looks like we're coming back down right now. So I'm going to wait and see what happens with this one here. Yeah, see, if I would have took that trade, I'd have been underwater so far. So yeah, usually I want to see a break and retest of this level. Probably going to be a lot of sell pressure above here. So what I would want to see now is a break. You see if we got a double top here on a smaller time frame. I would love to see a close above 46.77. Let's actually mark this out. If we can get a close above here, I would be more inclined to take a nice little scalp long really quick. Let me just put that there. I want to close above there. We'll just look at that for right now, just so we'll have a marker to look at. Let's go back to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin right now, like I said, it's not really moving. We had that huge move yesterday to the downside. Let's go to, which chart was I looking at a little bit earlier? Coming up on a little bit of resistance on that chart. Range high. Let's go to the hourly on this one. Let's delete that. Watching that. So yeah, I actually don't like this. I feel like we can, like I said, this kind of looks like a bear flag. After a move like this, like it's on, of course we're gonna get some sort of a bounce, but is this just a consolidation pattern and then a continuation, back to the downside? So you got to be a little bit patient today. I don't think we're gonna get too much movement today. Like I said, with this being a holiday, let's clean this chart up a little bit more. But I mean, I'm still watching. So hold on, which chart is this? Bitcoin is at 93,461 on Binance. And then on Coinbase, it's at 493,184. So yeah, there's definitely a imbalance in the market today. Like I said, probably with a lot of low volume because of the holiday. So I kind of don't want to trade this today. Kind of don't want to trade Bitcoin today. But if there is something, if we start to get some sort of news or some type of dump, then I would short it. But like I said, it's just right now we're not getting too much movement because of the holiday. But this is why we dump. This is another reason why I was doing a little bit of research yesterday about Greenland, and I really didn't understand like why exactly we wanted to take over, or why he wants to take over, or why America wants to take over Greenland. So I did a little bit of research. I found a pretty good explanation over on MSNBC. It says, why is Greenland important? And I'm just putting this into my mind and making sure I know all these things to help me out, going forward to make better decisions in my trading and in my investing. So my investing, I'm like, okay, we see that Greenland is important. If they do try to start taking it over or something like that, that's going to cause tensions. Then, if those tensions start to arise, we'll probably see a nice little dump in Bitcoin. We'll look at levels. We'll look at key levels. We'll look at, that $70,000 to $75,000 area to potentially be like a magnet. And that's where I might just put some sell or some buy orders down there, just so I won't have to be watching it 24/7, just in case it does go down there. Because, that's one thing that I've learned, like I said earlier, is just to, have your plan, stick to your plan. And if, your plan plays out, you already got your buy orders down there. But like I said, Greenland is important because it sits at a strategic location, straddling the North Atlantic and the Arctic regions, whose vast stores of critical minerals and fossil fuels are coveted by the U.S. and blah, 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 China and Russia, of course. So it always just boils back to China and Russia, Venezuela, China and Russia. I feel like it all boils down to like resources and strategic locations and things. It says, while also opening up a shorter shipping routes for trade between North America, Europe, and Asia. So I guess it's very strategic to take it over, but I don't really get involved in that, man. I want peace and I want money, So that's just what we try to preach, and you got to be hip to these things, though. That's the thing about it. Like, I take in so much information. I'm sure everyone else does. We take in so much information. A lot of it is just doom and gloom, and a lot of it is bad. But we have to take it in order to make the most sound decisions in our investing and in our trading. So back to the market. Let's see what we're looking at right now. What happens to my chart I was looking at? Not the. I think we had like a CME gap down in like 88K. I think I saw that on X. I wasn't even looking at that. Let's see. Let's go on to 5. Yeah, we're getting some nice. We're back in resistance, back into our zone. We fell right back into our zone. Look at this perfectly hidden resistance right at our range high area coming in around 93.3. So like I said, we're watching that. And usually, you know, when you're looking at these type of ranges, usually what happens, like we were in this range for a very long time, maybe a couple months. Let's see. November, we'll say the end of November, all of December, a little bit of January. Finally broke out. Now we came back in. So the probable move would be probably back to our midpoint, coming in at about 90,000 and a half to 91,000, and then possibly back to range low. You know, possibly back to range low. This is what we've been watching. So we came into our zone, came back out in range high, range low, range high, range low. Midpoint kept acting as resistance, back to range high, midpoint. Then we broke out here. Now we came back in. My likely area to be looking at would be this $90,000 area. We did come down to what, 92? We came down to 92K. So possibly when the stock market opens up tomorrow, we'll get a nice dump. We'll see. I mean, I don't want to try to predict, but you know, it looks like we probably will get some sort of a dump. The futures are red. US 500 is down almost 1%. The Dow is down 1%. NASDAQ is down a little over 1%. So once the actual market opens tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, maybe we'll see a sharp move to the downside. But I'm looking for a recovery, to be completely honest with you. I don't know if we're going to recover back to, 98,000, but I am looking for some sort of recovery in the short term if we do start to get down or back to our. This is really the only chart. Like a lot of people are going to be having all these super mathematical things to be looking at, and all these and really chart all these lines and everything on charts and things like that. You don't really even need, like, this is all you really been needing for like the past couple months. You need the range high and you need the range low and you need the midpoint. Of course, you can zoom in and get, draw lines on any type of support and resistance or whatever. But for the most part, if you're zoomed out a little bit, I'm on a 4-hour time frame right now. So if you're zoomed out a little bit, all you need is range high and you need range low and then you need the midpoint. So if you're swing trading this, or if you're just trying to look at levels to see where Bitcoin is going to go, this is the only chart you need, or the only numbers that you need, the ranges that you need. So like I said, make sure you mark out 93.5K. You mark out 90,000 to 90.5, and then you mark out, we'll say 85 to 85,500. Those are the most important levels on the Bitcoin chart right now. Those are the most important levels that you need to have on your chart or on your mind, on your radar, going into February. And like I said, hopefully we can get some sort of, I thought we were getting some sort of resolution coming out of this range high. Like I said, I would have loved to come down, hold this and bounce, but there is still a little bit of hope that we can do something like this. We did break out of the range. I was hoping for something like this, to continue up. Maybe we do something like this. We came up, swing failure, right back into the range, but right back out the range. Then we start to, go back up towards that 100,000. I think it's 101,000. I think that's where the 50-week moving average is, and that's where I'm looking at to get another harsh rejection if we can make it up that far. But we'll see. What are you guys looking at? Let me know if you wanted me to look at a specific coin or whatnot. But that's just what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. And like I said, a lot of people come on the internet and act like they know exactly what's going to happen. But I just react. So I have my plan for investing. I have, levels that I want to buy. And then I just react to whatever's going on. Let's actually look at this gold. What's going on with gold? See, this is why we didn't take the trade. We got rejected. Could have took a short here, but that would have been counter trend. I really don't want to take counter trend trades on gold right now. I mean, especially after this massive uptrend, this massive up move, and then we just been consolidating in this. Seems like we're forming some sort of ascending triangle. But this is why I didn't take that trade. Usually on breakouts, a lot of people, especially when they're new to trading, they just trade the breakout. Soon as your candle or something, a lot of them don't even wait till the candle close. So I trade the 5 minute, I usually do my top down on the daily and the 4 hour. And then I get my bias on the hourly, bullish or bearish bias on the hourly, and then I execute off the 5 minute. And when you execute off the 5 minute, of course, you're not going to hold these trades too long, but it still gives me enough time to see where the market is going to go, see what the market is going to do. But of course, the bigger the time frame, the more the move will play out, and the more, like, if you have a support level on the hourly, of course it's going to be stronger than something like on the 5 minute. So the 5 minute, I just been scalping lately because of how the market dynamics was in crypto over the past like 6 months. We wasn't really holding a bid. Every time we pump, we get some sort of a massive move for like a day or two, and then we'll just reverse back down. So I kind of switched my strategy to more so just scalping. So I'll take a couple $100 here, $200 here, $300 here, small $50 loss, small $30 loss, a couple $100 here, and just letting it add up, letting the compound wins add up, because I don't feel like right now, I'm not in the mental stage to be risking big money, because I want to keep as much money as I can to accumulate while we're down a little bit. And also, like I said, those small wins add up. I think not last week, but the week before last, we had 3 winning trades. We had 2 losing trades. And I think I made like $640 or $650. So it was, who can't use an extra $640 by clicking a couple buttons here or there? So that's what I preach. A lot of people come on the internet, like I always say, and sell you this lifestyle, which is possible, but most of them are selling something to you, or trying to, seem like there's something that they're not, and they really don't get it out the market. We want to get it out the market. We want to actually, teach people how to look at the market, how to approach the market, and then be self-sufficient. So if you're in the community, like I said, if you're not in the community, come to the community. We try to get you to be self-sufficient traders, self-sufficient investors, so that you won't need, I mean, even though I feel like I'm a seasoned investor, a seasoned trader, I still look at some people sometimes. I still look up to some people, but for the most part, I don't even watch content anymore, like crypto content. I watch some people, but I kind of don't really watch it too much, because I already have my plan. I already have my, my psychology is pretty good. I have my plan of action that I want to, enact. And when it comes to, I watch a few people when it comes to like deep dives of different coins or deep dives of different projects, because I don't really be doing stuff like that. So I will watch people like that. But when it comes to like trading, I look at some people, but I really don't like to look at too many people, because I already have my strategy. I already have my, the way I look at the market, and I don't really want to kind of bother with my psyche when it comes to that. So we haven't taken a trade today. Let's actually look at silver, because we've been watching gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Like I said, over on WEEX. This is a new exchange that I'm trying out, and they did give me like some sort of a welcome bonus. We'll come back to that in a second, though. Let me look at so metals. So they have PaxG, which that's just the crypto project that's tethered to gold. Then they have AXU, which is gold, and AXG, which is silver. So let's look and see what silver is doing right now. Silver, this is on the 5 minute. Let's go to the hourly, actually. So I would love for silver to come back down to about $88. I feel like I would bid here, even though, we keep tapping this zone here. I would love to see how it reacts here, because I would either take a nice short, which at some point I think metals are going to crash hard. I don't think they're going to like go back to like levels of like 2024 or nothing like that, but I do think they're going to crash hard. But this is, if you're watching silver, this is a key level. This 80, we'll say this $86 to $88 level. This is a pivotal level to let us know if silver is going to remain bullish or bearish in the short term. So this will be a good swing trade for me. If we hold here, start closing, then we zoom in. This is, like I said, this is on a 4-hour time frame. If we come back down here, we could draw it out. If we come back down, I'm looking for a little bit more upside. But if we start coming back down, I would want to see how we interact with this, potentially getting another bounce, creating some higher lows off a bounce. Or if we start coming down, closing below, then, I would take a nice swing trade down to, some of those levels that flip from resistance to support to the downside. So I'm just, like I said, I'm a reactive, patient trader. especially when it comes to swing trading, you can be patient and you can be very reactive, when it comes to that. So I'm watching silver. I feel like silver will make another strong move at some point. This was a pretty good move. Yesterday we had $90 to 94. I mean, that's pretty quick for silver, I guess. We're in crypto. We so used to everything moving so fast. It's hard for us to, take these. We think these are small moves, but in the grand scheme of things, these are pretty big moves for these metals. Let's look at a few altcoins really quick. Let's talk about Ethereum. And Ethereum, I mean, this is kind of pretty much, Ethereum is above a support level, like right on a macro support. And this is coming in, we'll say about 3,200. Yeah, somewhere around 3,200, 3,150 to 3,200. So I like that Ethereum did come. We bounced all the way up, came right down to our support. Let's actually turn this to green. I like to change the color as the market flips. So now it's green. So this has been our support level. This is acting as a nice support and resistance level right now. It's acting as support. So we'll see if the market can, if Ethereum can bounce from here. Hopefully it can bounce, and then we'll continue to watch it. But right now, like I said, it looks like this is the same pattern Bitcoin was forming, where we have our where we have our down move. We're consolidating, and now we may, take another step back down to that 30 or that $3,000 level for Ethereum. But I'm watching it, because the markets right now, when it comes to like these markets being super sensitive to data, super sensitive to news, like I said, we starting to get this tariff news coming back out. We gotta be very like alert to the change in dynamics of what can happen. Because remember last time when Trump had brought these tariffs up, he would have a tariff for like 3 days, 4 days, and then he'll just change his mind, and then the market rips again. So I hate it. It sucks, but it's like we have to be aware. And even though this looks like a bearish, this is a bearish pattern, we still have to, watch out for what Trump says and watch out for the data that's coming out. Speaking of data, let's actually look and see what's going on. Let me actually go to forexfactory.com. Sorry, let me go to forexfactory.com and see exactly what's going on this week when it comes to data. Forex Factory calendar. Give me 1 second, I'll bring it over. United States apply. All right, let's see. Give me 1 second. Let's pull this back over here. Okay. All right. Let me see if you guys can see that. Make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so today is Monday. Tomorrow, ADP weekly employment change. So that'll be something we watch. Tentative. I don't know why it's tentative. Like after the government shutdown, a lot of these things have still been tentative. So I'm not seeing. So we get final GDP quarter over quarter. On Thursday, we get the unemployment claims, core price index. Nothing too much. Okay. Oh, here we go. So 8:30 on Wednesday. Trump speaks on 8:30 Wednesday morning. So this is something that we're gonna watch. This is something that we have to watch. What he talks about. Probably gonna talk about tariffs. I don't know if this is something that was already in the schedule, but we'll be watching this. But a lot of things just come out on like Truth Social or X. So if you're not on Truth Social or X, you just gotta wait till it comes out on the mainstream media. But usually he says something and then post it on Truth Social or X, and then the market reacts. So Bitcoin is breaking down right now. Ethereum is breaking down a little bit, getting resistance at this. Like I said, it's not going to be too much volatility today in the market. I just wanted to come and make a quick video, a quick live stream. I want to go live tomorrow when the market opens. I feel like that'll be probably around 8:30, about 9 to 10. I feel like that'll be a good time to go live, and then we can try to get some trade setups and things like that. So I'll wrap it up right here. appreciate if you came by. If you're watching the replay, I appreciate it. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. And yeah, watch for Bitcoin, watch for the overall market. We're watching gold and silver to see if we can get some sort of a trade. We're going to probably swing trade silver, and we'll probably day trade gold. I feel like that's that's going to be my strategy. And then, you know, watch out for what Trump says this week, and watch out to see if we have any more tariff news or any retaliation from the EU and things like that. And then, you know, just be careful. Make sure if you're trading, you got your stop losses set. And if the market starts to flip again, you'll be ready. And, you know, if it dumps, you'll be ready. And, but like I said, always never put all your hands, never show your whole hand. Like, that's pretty much it. Like, don't just try to trade your whole account. Pieces, compound wins. That's the best way you can do it. And those add up quick if you do it the right way. So that's pretty much it. And, yeah, we'll talk to you in a minute. Make sure you come over to the Discord. Link will be in the pinned comments, and I'll see you in a minute. Peace.